Walk us through the ingredients real quick.
All right, so you got hand-cut russet potatoes. Top with a little bit of aged cheddar cheese, cut up big cut bacon, and we top it with our house sour cream sauce. A little chives to get the party going. Give it a try. First bite, here we go. I love the cheddar. All right, aged.
This being your first story, you had lines out the door. You had people coming from other states to try this dish right here.
Mm-hmm.
How's your Jacksonville franchise doing?
Oh my God, we're super duper proud of them, man. Since the first day they opened, they were selling out every day.
Like
So-
potatoes gone.
Potatoes gone, meat gone. People just keep coming. They keep coming. They did a lot of free marketing, which I recommend.
Mhm.
They built up all their socials before they opened, so all they had to do was press the button and turn the faucet on.
Tell us a little bit about the entertainment side of things, your
Mhm.
experience,
Mhm. and
and how did that teach you to create excitement in the food industry?
Oh wow! So out of college, I worked for a person named Queen Latifah. She's like a famous actress. I worked for a management company, and we made movies and music videos and a whole bunch. I learned over there is it's all about creating a buzz. If you don't have an initial buzz around something, it's hard to recreate it later on. So we keep that same idea when we're doing a grand opening. We create a huge buzz. We hired a band, a salsa band.
Really?
So it's like, we invited all the news out. It was amazing. It was amazing. So we're creating that. Hey, I gotta see what's going on over there.
Makes sense.
And I could secondly invest a little money. So we invest in PR firms. Because you don't have all the contacts in your local area, but they do. They have contacts with the news stations, the local bloggers, the local newspapers. They'll write the press releases and get you into those media spots to create more buzz.
All right, well, let's hit the road.
Let's
how,
go.
how many hours are we talking about?
Got 2 hours to Jacksonville. You driving?
I am. You're gonna
hitting
try
our
it with us?
Yeah, I'm hitting our with you, man.
Let's do it. Let's go.
2 hours later.
Nice. So this is the first franchise location that opened up.
This is the one. This is the newest iteration of Buena Papa, so we're really excited.
I'm excited to see what it's about. Tell us a little bit about your Shark Tank experience. I want to go
Oh
back a
my
little bit.
gosh.
What was that like if you could go back and do anything differently?
It was an amazing experience. It was a scary experience. But literally, you're there for 40 minutes chatting in front of these people and negotiating. But we had all the numbers together and we knew everything that we had to say. But of course, they're sharks. It's a bit scary, but we came out with a deal.
In hindsight, would you do anything different?
What I would do different?
That's would be a lesson for our viewers, maybe that will
I
be
would
on Shark
probably
Tank.
get a full night's sleep. We traveled for like 12 hours and didn't sleep at all. So what you see on there is pure adrenaline.
Out of that whole experience, James,
Yeah.
what was the biggest takeaway, the biggest lesson that you learned?
Well, the biggest takeaway that I learned is you need to know your numbers. Not just for a Shark Tank experience, but if you want to be profitable restaurant owner, you have to know your numbers. Your labor costs. You have to know your food costs, all your hard costs. And when you know those, you can figure out ways on how to pinch pennies and make money, right? And of course, in front of the sharks, they want to know the bottom line.
Right.
So it helps to know what your bottom lines are.
What helps to know the numbers? Can you give
Oh,
us
wow.
some practical steps to our viewers?
Of course, having your systems in place, but also using software, right? There's things that track your food costs, right?
Mhm.
Work with your food vendor. Labor costs, we have an internal system that we use, and we know our hard percentage, which is 25%. We never go above that. We try our best. There's a lot of functional tools that restaurant owners can use
Mhm.
and take advantage of it.
Why don't we go and order something different compared to the first
How you
location?
like
Let's
the
do it.
food
What's the
at,
bestseller here?
Mexicano.
Mexicano?
At the spot that Coco performed on. That was
good.
good. It was good, right?
Yeah.
Cool. By the way, this is Brandon, right? You're the owner of this franchise. It's good to meet you, Brandon. Can we get the Mexicano, please?
Mexicano? Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Everything on it?
Yes, just the way it is.
All right, yes, sir. So you get that for you?
How did you come up with the name, and how did you know that it was it?
Very unique story. Okay, so Saturday morning, laying on the floor, my wife is on the phone with her mother, who was in Colombia. And her mom is saying something on the phone referring to a person. She's like, yeah, in Spanish. Ella es una buena papa. And I remember thinking to myself, wait a minute, buena papa. And I knew in Spanish that meant good potato. But she used it to say, like, you're a good person. You're a buena papa.
Interesting,
Or if
okay.
it's a cool party, buena papa. So I told my wife to hang up the phone immediately. It was like, I saw a ghost. She was like, what is it? I was like, I have the name. She's like, what name? I was like, for the business we're working on. And I said, buena papa, right? And there was born from there.
That's cool. I'm sure your wife was in agreement, even though she
Definitely was.
she canceled the phone call with mom.
Well, mom was happy now that we're growing in business, and it's all to her.
Yeah. Let's go back there and check out what the team's doing, the prep work a little bit.
Let's do it.
See the behind the scenes.
All right.
Hey, going there, bro? Cool. Oh man, this space is quite a bit larger than the first one.
Definitely larger.
Definitely larger.
A lot more breathing room here.
Yeah, we can move out a little bit.
Hello, how
Let's
you
talk
doing?
about the early days.
All right.
In
What's
terms
up,
of
man?
running the business, running that location,
How you
what are some
doing?
things that pop in your memory like, oh man, I should have not done that, or
We were rocking and rolling at that time, making lots of sales, lines around the corner, but
What's up, Mark? How you
always
doing?
over-portioning our meats and our proteins. So
interesting.
bringing in lots of money, but losing lots of money on the back end as well, right? Because we didn't know our portion sizes.
So you were being very generous on the portions.
Oh, I mean, we were
That's
that's
all good for the customer.
They love it.
Can't
They love it,
complain.
man. I mean, it looked good on the outside, but on the in our bank account, we're bleeding profits.
When did you realize, like, I can't do this anymore? Like, what was that turning point?
Well, I had to sit down with my advisor, my wife, and we talked about it. And we're like, something's wrong here. We thought maybe we need to bring a professional into here, like to kind of like walk through with us and kind of just take notes. What's going on? So one of the first notes they were saying, like, you're serving too many potatoes. And do you have an exact portion size? We were like, no, we just kind of give it until our soul tells us not to give it anymore, you know?
You got a generous soul, my brother.
Yeah, I do. But you got to be smart about business, right? So he pointed out a lot of those things, and we made those changes immediately, and saw immediate effect in the bottom line.
What did you learn about margins, numbers in general through that experience? I know you called the advisor and so on.
Yeah.
Can you share more details?
So, I mean, one thing that stuck with me is that there's two ways to make money in the restaurant business. And one is making a lot of sales, and the other is cutting costs where it makes sense. So what we learned was when we were over portioning, we learned that the customer was actually satisfied after the first couple of bites. So we were serving way too much,
Yeah.
and they will still be satisfied if we gave them a little bit less, right? As well as labor costs, right? A lot of times, used to say, we got super busy, and I don't know, a thunderstorm comes through, and people, the customers started drying up a little bit. We never thought in the beginning, hey, maybe we should start staggering the staff to go home, right? And to save labor costs. We never thought that in the beginning. But after the consultation with the consultant, we're like, all right, if we're not that busy, maybe some people should go home. What we try to do our best this year is keep our bottom line at 20 to 22%.
As a business owner, keeping track of payments feels like racing. Every invoice a hurdle, every deposit a sprint.
Then let Bevo be your coach. Their bankers know how businesses run and how to help them win.
So my business can finally make the podium?
Exactly. With tools that can help keep your cash flowing, payments on track, and your business moving forward without breaking a sweat.
Go for gold with a bank that runs your pace. Learn more at bmo.com/businessbanking. Banking products are subject to approval and are provided in the United States by BMO Bank N.A. member FDIC.
So, I mean, in the industry, I think that's way above average.
Yeah.
But the secret is our biggest cost is potatoes.
James turned a simple French fry restaurant into a seven-figure empire by setting himself up for success from day one. Because properly setting up your business is what lays the foundation for its growth. Just like cooking up the best French fries, the process should be fresh, simple, and without the hidden junk nobody asked for. That's why millions of entrepreneurs have turned to Busy to launch their businesses. Most business information services are like soggy drive-through fries, overpriced, overprocessed, and full of disappointment. But with Busy, you get a bootstrapped, founder-led service built by real entrepreneurs to help simplify the process of launching a business with one clear upfront fee. It's just the basics done right. LLC formation, compliance tracking, and Busy tax support when you need it. Plus, every new business gets a free registered agent plus state fees for the first year. No mystery costs, subscription renewals, or tedious paperwork. With Busy, cooking up a seven-figure business of your own is just a few clicks away. So join the millions of other entrepreneurs who fired up their businesses and click the link in the description to get started today. All right, blitz time with James. You ready?
No, but let's do it.
All right, if you could sell one fry topping for the rest of your life, which is it?
Hot sauce. Hot sauce.
What's the weirdest DM or comment you've ever received after going viral?
Oh, wow. Do you have vegan fries?
Okay.
They're already vegan.
That's weird. What's one thing most people assume about your success that's completely wrong?
That it was overnight. It wasn't.
If BB could collab with any fast food chain in the world, who would you pick and why?
Kava. I'm in love with kava. Because we're kind of similar, but they do rice and salad, and our base is fries. And they're just super cool.
Well, give us one reason why someone shouldn't do what you're doing and one reason why they should.
Because I'm crazy, and so don't go crazy and do it. And one reason you should do is because it's crazy and it works.
If you weren't in the food business, James, what niche would you be in?
Entertainment. Entertainment.
You say that 75% of success comes from branding.
Oh, yeah.
Doing it the right way. What would you say are the biggest misconceptions that entrepreneurs may have about branding? maybe not doing it well early enough,
Yeah.
and so forth.
You know, people may have a good recipe, like grandma's soup recipe or, you know, Nana's sauce, gravy sauce, and you think that is going to sell just because it's tasty. But if people don't know about it and where to find it and how it looks and set it apart from everything else, it's hard for them to identify you, right? But that's why branding from the beginning is super duper important because it makes you different than probably 75% of the other people, right?
That's true.
When you're coming into the game, you're competing with the other big dogs. Unless you just wanted to be seen as a mom and pop. At One and Papa, we wanted to, you know, be looked at as a big dog. So we knew branding was going to be super important. And now, when you see yellow and black and you see the burlap, you know that it's One and Papa.
Yeah.
And so it just sets you apart.
Is this wall in every franchise, and what's the story behind that? Give us a little tidbit.
I mean, so we call this our selfie wall, and it's all about branding again and marketing. So we kind of encourage guests to come take a picture with their meal and take a selfie right in front of the wall, right? And what is it doing? Two things. We're getting free advertisement. The guest is putting it on their social medias. They're tagging us, and then it's branding all in the background, right? So I think a secret that we use, we put this in every franchise, and other restaurants should do it. And it's a way to set yourself apart, to be known, free advertising.
You kind of answered my question, but let me ask it anyway. Social media is clearly the biggest part of your success here,
Right.
especially that TikTok video.
Yeah.
15 mil views.
15 mil views, man.
Nuts. How are you leveraging it besides this that other business owners are not and should?
Mom and pops, there's a free tool that's free to you. You have social media, you have a phone, you have marketing right there. It's built in. And what I'm noticing is that people don't want to see manufactured professional videos anymore. They want to see real raw footage of the experiences, customer reactions. Hey, how do you enjoy the fries? That's a raw experience. It's getting you a review immediately, right? And it's sparking the interest of whoever's watching that social media platform. And man, I should go visit that place. Yeah, it looks really cool. It's really tasty. And I will say, be consistent. Daily posts. Like, people overthink it. Like, I was having a conversation with a franchise partner recently, and I said, don't overthink it. Just do simple videos, post them as reels, let them roll. Send them out hashtags. Hashtag your local area. Hashtag whatever food you're offering. It's going to find the audience.
What's your advice to dreamers who never seem to execute?
Oh, man. This is a good question because I am a dreamer. If you have a dream and if you have passion, you've made some sort of plan, follow it unwavering. Like, don't waver from it. You're going to hear a lot of no's. You're going to feel fear. But just keep pushing through because if you have passion for it, it will happen. And you are your only fuel. You have to encourage yourself through this journey. This is entrepreneurship. This is how the entrepreneurship world lives. I'm a dreamer, and look, dreams come true.
The crazy part is you weren't dreaming about potatoes and fries.
No, I wasn't.
You saw an opportunity, and then that itself became your passion. So
Right.
can you give us more details about how that works?
I would say that any good business fulfills some sort of problem, right? What we do is not unique. The other companies do loaded fry, but have they ever done it in a Latin style? No. You know, have they done hand cut? Not a lot of them. So once you find like a little lane or niche that you can get into, that's a perfect spot that you can fit into and expand.
I'm sure online we can come up on some discussions where they say, social media doesn't work like it used to, quote unquote. What do you say to them?
They're wrong. They're using it incorrectly, right?
That's a good point.
People of my maturity, I'm a little older, right? We think of traditional advertising like TV ads or maybe a print ad in the magazine. We think of social media as something the kids, right? People used to only do paid ads for social media. Paid ads may be to the wayside, but organic is still there. Organic, real things are still there. So organic, raw footage, that is what moves people now. They get turned off by paid ads. So they see a shiny ad and they're like, I don't see it. But you see somebody just sitting down eating, oh wow, what are they doing? So they're very attracted to that. So to answer that question, paid ads may be going to the wayside. They look clean and shiny, but raw, true, genuine interactions aren't.
All right, I'm excited to try the Mexicano. Looks like it's finished. You want to go share it with me?
Let's go. Let's go, man.
Oh, man. That looks amazing, Brad. Look at that. Like, there's no joke about the amount of food you're getting, right?
Absolutely. This is like perfect for families.
All right, as we sit and let this marinate a little bit, which is really hard to do, actually. It smells incredible.
Yeah.
Walk our audience through the year-over-year revenues for the original location.
Oh, wow. So the original location is very unique, right? 200 square feet. So we're doing about 650, 700,000 over there. We started at half a year, so we did about 300,000. And then we had that viral year. We almost did 1 million. But that can't be repeated. It was crazy. We almost almost died. It was so much work. So an average store should be doing about 700 to 800,000.
Can't wait to try the Mexicano. The Americano was amazing.
Yes,
Let's see the difference.
Yeah, hey, carne asada.
Carne asada, the big deal.
Bon appetit. Buen provecho.
Oh, man.
Delicious. Try that guac. That's really good. What's the deal with carne?
So audience, like,
So the carne had a cut of meat.
no. So no.
It took us about 6 months to come up with that recipe. 14 different ingredients, marinated for 48 hours, and this is one of the fan favorites across the board. Wow. I love the carne. I'm a big fan of both.
What is your desire to continue to scale this nationally, even potentially globally? Because honestly, you're profitable in one store.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
Honestly, since we started franchising, I really want to focus my time on the franchise partners to give them 100% of me, right? Meaning that I want to give them all the support they need with their staff, the ideas with marketing. And for me, I want to push towards that because if I can give my all to them, they can replicate the essence of Buena Papa.
Just like James mentioned, there's a lot more to social media than just posting content. Check out Uplift's viral marketing course with Frank, who built a $2.2 million business without spending a dime on ads so that you can ensure your content is driving leads and conversions and so forth. So check out the course in the description below. What's been your number one, most consistent customer acquisition strategy?
I would say it has to be social media, either TikTok or Instagram. Anytime we're introducing a new product, we do a reel, and from that reel, we get customers in.
You're doing the reels, you taught your employees, team members to do the reels. How does
I
that
do
work?
some of the reels. My daughter's head of marketing. She does a lot of the reels, and we hire supplemental people.
Outsource?
Yeah, outsource as well.
I feel like you can overdo it rather than just do it. Does that make sense?
Makes a lot of sense.
Right.
Just doing it is the strategy. Just getting the content out. Like, don't overthink it. Don't plan on planning. If you just put it out. Put the content out. Let it be raw. And if you have an attractive product, people will be attracted to it.
If you could use one marketing channel across all that's available,
Yeah.
which one would it be and why?
Today and this time, I would say TikTok, because TikTok has surpassed Instagram, and the target market we're targeting, that's where they live at. But most of our success came from Instagram, but I would say today and today's time, TikTok.
This is clearly, it embraces your wife's amazing Colombian culture. The question is, how the purpose behind building anything?
Wow.
I feel like there's a lot of history and culture intertwined and everything, so give us an insight.
Just here in the store, in the branding, there's a lot of purposeful things. Like, I have my wife's family here, ingrained, enshrined forever, because it's a reminder of where these recipes came from, right? The idea of it. And our mission is to bring community together to experience flavors and culture. So we're introducing new culture, Latin flavors through our food, through a genuine base that everyone's familiar with, which is French fries.
Is being passionate about a specific subject the key to success oftentimes?
I would say definitely, because in this entrepreneurship world, there's going to be tons of ups and downs. So when you're high, you're feeling great, and when you're down, you're feeling down. I mean, it's low, low, low. If you have passion, it can push you through those down areas, those valleys. So the passion is the igniter, and the fluid, the fire that keeps you going when everything goes down. And without the passion, just maybe you might walk away from it, right? So that's why I always say you need passion when you're doing something.
What are the 3 steps, ingredients that every entrepreneur needs to know when they're launching a brand to create incredible demand?
First, you want to lock in the look, right? And I stole this from the entertainment industry. So it attracts the eye, just like in the entertainment industry. All the superstars, they look like, golden statues. So that's the first thing. Second thing is creating a buzz around that sexy thing you have made, right? And so you create a buzz, PR, social media, utilizing those tools to get the word out that you exist. So third, you want to keep the social media presence alive. We just can't leave the customers hanging. So we got to be consistent in our posting. So we're always in front of their face. And it becomes an echo chamber of whatever your product is. In our case, you're an echo chamber of Buena Papa fries.
And the 3 secret ingredients that you mentioned, do they work for other businesses, say e-commerce, or it's more relevant to the food industry?
Right now, we're applying it to the food industry, but again, I took it from a totally different industry.
That's right,
So I
yeah.
think these ideas can be applied to any industry. You just have to tweak it a little bit to make sense for your product. And it's all about, and remind them that you exist. So it's using those 3 components just to get in the customer's face and make them love you.
PR can be controversial. Some people say it works, others say it's a waste of time. What's been your experience with it?
Well, PR has been baked into the Papa. PR for us is everything. Before we had an actual brand, we were thinking, how could this pop to the outer audience or to make ourselves known, right? So we actually hired a PR person from the beginning. as soon as the store opens.
Not a typical business model, you would
It's
say,
not-
right?
Yeah, it's not a typical business model, but I have an entertainment background, so I kind of entertain all that glitz and glamour into the food business, and it works for us.
How did Shark Tank's exposure change your guys' trajectory altogether?
So I mean, Shark Tank changed our whole roadmap. We thought we would grow at one store every 2 years, and we thought franchising was far away. But now all that has sped up 100 times the speed. Of course, after Shark Tank, you receive over 5,000 inquiries for franchises.
No way.
And we weren't structured enough to kind of get
Want
to
the
get to
alcohol
it
or
right away,
anything?
but we didn't expect that windfall. So now we're just trying to fill those markets where we're getting calls for Buena Papa, and this is part of that.
Yeah. So being on Shark Tank is a good thing potentially. Like it's one of those blessings in disguise.
So it's a blessing in disguise. I'm glad we got the deal.
If you don't get a deal, you get the PR from it.
You get some exposure, right? And exposure is always good, right? And hopefully Mr. Wonderful is not chewing you out.
Well, I'm gonna give you an Ichiwa Caramba. It's pretty good.
We ended up on the good side of it.
If you could travel back in time and go back to like one of the most challenging moments for you, what would you tell yourself in that moment?
Okay, so challenging time. And we want them to have a bubbly personality, relate to the customer, make the customer feel comfortable, and we can teach you the rest.
What's the biggest challenge for building a team?
Well, it's about developing and teaching the culture. Our hiring process, our onboarding process, we go through the whole culture of who Buena Papa is, why we do what we do, how we're a family environment, and we really try to have our team members take that on for themselves, right? So that we're all treated like family. It doesn't happen, mysteriously and cohesively all the time, but it's always our goal to get everybody in that circle of love with Buena Papa, and it makes for a better working experience.
Some entrepreneurs, and I think actually a lot, don't consider themselves numbers people, right? So they run businesses, they think they're profitable. Yeah, they may be. Were you like that? How did that evolve, and why is it so important to know your numbers?
Well, I've been an entrepreneur for a long time, 20 plus years.
Like me.
Made with fresh milk and real cream. Philly makes everything really feeling good.
I know choosing the right policy can seem like a lot of work. With Viber Small Business Insurance, you can save up to 20% in 5 minutes when you buy a policy online or over the phone.
That was easy.
Bye, Burke.
Boost Mobile has an unlimited plan for $25 a month forever.
Forever? Really?
Forever. Yes, forever for the rest of your life.
Rest of my life. Oh boy.
And I thought I was a numbers guy, right? I thought you were. I thought I was. Negotiating contracts, negotiating leases, and things like that. I knew those numbers. But when it came to the food business, I knew nothing about those numbers. I was completely green. And I believe that's why the failure rate of restaurants is pretty high, right? Because, again, you have this grand idea, you have a budget, and you're putting all this money into the budget, into the idea, but not thinking about, how is this dish actually costed? How much does each ingredient cost, and how much I want to sell it for? And that's how you become profitable. I didn't know those numbers at first.
Yeah.
Now I know.
Cool. So essentially, if you want to succeed in the restaurant business, start with your numbers.
Start with your numbers, first place.
Where are your profit margins today, and how are you able to keep them where they are?
So today we hover around 20 to 22%,
No way.
which is
For
super
a
duper.
restaurant,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
For a QSR, it's amazing.
What's the secret then?
The secret is
Probably the
potatoes. So that's our biggest ingredient, right? And it's our most low cost ingredient.
Yeah.
And of course, I negotiate a super duper great deal with our vendor for these potatoes. Now the secret to keeping the cost at that rate is always be negotiating, right? So you don't negotiate one time and sit down on the laurels. No, you're on the phone with vendors every other week. Hey, I noticed this is inching up a cent or two. Can we come down? Can we have a rebate on this? So it's not a stagnant thing. It's always moving. If you're paying attention to all those little data points, you'll have a profit in your pocket.
If you ever wanted to have a proven concept with real momentum behind it, then a Buena Papa franchise may be what you're looking for. It's a fast-growing food brand with viral following, bold flavors, and a marketing engine that generates crazy demand. Grab your special upload link in the description below and learn more today. How should entrepreneurs think about risk? Give us the mindset behind that.
If you don't take risk, you're not an entrepreneur, because everything you're doing most times is new, or you're improving on something else. So that innately involves a risk. Every day, there's some kind of risky decision you're making, and you're looking for the upside of that decision. rather than where you could land at. Because if you're always thinking about failing, you'll never go forward.
That's true.
All right?
Well said. Yeah. What did Mark Cuban tell you about franchises during the Shark Tank episode?
Mark had some very sage advice. He told me if you're going into the franchise business, you're going to be a babysitter.
You're going to be a babysitter.
A babysitter. Meaning that, people are giving their life savings pretty much to use your idea, your design. And they have no idea how to do this. So you are essentially babysitting them along the way until they pick up and are in the routine. But I wouldn't really say babysitting.
You want to say, did that turn out to be true? Or
You are holding hands, right? And you're guiding them. But babysitting is a little strong, Mark.
How long did you prep for the Shark Tank pitch?
Don't talk about the Shark Tank pitch. Oh my God. About 4 months, man. 4 months.
Like in the mirror?
No, we would record ourselves, my wife and I, and it was grueling. We would do like 4 hours a day, a lot of tears. It was grueling.
Do you think that was too much? You started overthinking?
No, man.
What's a good lesson to take away from that?
I think you hurt yourself, or you put in all the work in the beginning, so it kind of flows afterwards. So once we're on screen, it looks like we're flowing, but that had been 4 hours a day for 4 months.
Wow.
A lot of tears and a lot of headaches before then. But it's like in anything. You put the work in beforehand, and you can coast later. So,
what's your approach to creating content that actually drives sales, not just clicks?
Well, it's about making whatever food product you're featuring irresistible, right? And here we have a lot of things to play with, right? We got our melted cheeses that we nice cheese drip, fried tosses, and it wants people to want to come and not just click like. You want to click like, and then you want to run down to the restaurant and try what you just saw.
What's working the best for you as far as social media today?
Gotcha. So social media, Reels on all platforms, right? We'll do like live customer reactions. We do POVs a lot.
Yep.
So the fry is the content. We will do the making of a dish. Just things that are raw and genuine, and customers really take to that, especially in today's market.
What have you learned from Robert Herjavec? We really are inspired by him, and indirectly or directly for you.
Well, I've learned a couple of things. First of all, he believed in us because we were an underdog, and I like the idea of believing in an underdog. Someone that has a passion, and maybe they don't have the resources, right? So that's one thing I learned from him. The second biggest thing I learned from him is the numbers. Rob, he's not a restaurant guy. He's a tech guy, but his team are all about the numbers, right? So reading P&Ls correctly, forecasting correctly, and I have to credit all of my learning in that area to his team. They taught me all about it.
Amazing. That one connection is all worth it.
Yeah, definitely.
Fear of failure is actually one of the biggest obstacles to starting a business, right?
Right.
I think 25 to 30% of our viewers say that that's the reason. What do you say to them? What's your advice?
Being an entrepreneur, you have to be risk averting, meaning that you're ready always to take a risk, right? And within that risk, sometimes it's failure, but you'll never know what's on the other side of that mountain if you don't climb it, right? Me personally, we've had to climb this mountain. This was a total learning curve being in the restaurant business.
Yeah.
And we climbed it, and we got to the edge, and was like, do we jump or not? So that's the fear.
Yeah.
But we jumped, and we caught wings on the way, right? But along with all of that, you have to have passion, because passion is going to push you through that fear. It's going to push you through those challenges. I tell everyone this: it's not ready. You fire, and then aim. Right? It's scary, but it worked for us.
What did your previous business teach you about pivoting?
The business we were in before Papa, we had a maid service, and it got closed down during the pandemic because we weren't able to go inside of people's houses. And immediately we kind of had to think, how do we recreate ourselves, right? So you always, as an entrepreneur, you always have to be on your toes. You always got to keep your creative juices going to have a plan, a plan A, B, or C in the pocket ready to go. And also, we talked about fear already. No fear. Go into it with passion, and usually passion pushes you through.
As of today, right now, what is your biggest struggle as a business owner looking to scale your franchise and so forth? And how do you plan to overcome it?
One of the biggest struggles were from Shark Tank, we got a lot of attention, which is great, right? And we signed some franchises, and now they're a bit spread out. They're in different states, West Coast, East Coast. So the idea and the move forward is we're going to start clustering those restaurants up in Jacksonville. Maybe have 3 or 4 around here. So they support each other. Better deals than vendors, cheaper costs.
Who do you turn for business advice as of right now?
Well, it's funny because, I come from an entrepreneurship family, my wife as well.
Gotcha.
So first my wife, she's the partner. She's the same one when I'm ready to jump. Sometimes she says, let's pause and let's, reflect. And my brother-in-law, he's actually a successful businessman in New Jersey. So we have a lot of debriefing conversations weekly where we go over tons tons of things, and I asked him advice on things, and he asked me advice, and it really has worked out for us.
Wow, really tight-knit family type business operation. I love that.
Yeah.
So you don't pay any outside source mentor, coach, nothing at the moment.
Well, not at the moment, but initially we did. We brought in a consultant to help us figure out all those numbers. It was a pretty significant investment, but I think it's paying off now.
What is the secret to branding, James? And what would be your advice to those who are just starting out?
You know, you make me feel like a sage when it comes to branding. The secret is you have to find something that's unique, that represents your business, your brand, what you're trying to put out to the audience. And if you're not skilled at that, hire somebody. You know, hire a graphic artist, hire a marketing agency to help you find your voice in your brand. And it has to look cohesive. It has to look professional, and it can't be a rinky-dink job. And hopefully, I know I'm a little harsh there, but you know, to be set apart, it has to be beautiful.
So any crazy stories about your branding and the development of it in a nutshell?
Well, yeah. If you look around, you'll see like the burlap, and these are highlights from Colombia representing like the Colombian potato sack. Also on the branding, you'll see like pictures of the family, and for every new franchisee, they also get a picture of their family and their brand as well. So I mean, it's something that makes the franchisee partner happy and makes them feel really a part of the brand, and also a sexual part again.
Let's say we meet back here, James, in 5 years over some fries. Okay, where do you want to be?
Oh, that's a hard
Give us
one.
an insight into your vision.
Okay, inside my vision. Well, I definitely see 50 to 100 franchises throughout the United States. And those clusters that we talked about. I also see us internationally. We're getting a lot of international calls that we're kind of pausing on right now until we build a good foundation in the States. So maybe in Portugal, we'll have some fries. And in Canada.
So any on the West Coast yet? I haven't Googled.
Close to the West Coast, Arizona.
Okay.
Arizona should be built out in the next month or so.
You got to open one up in Bellingham, Washington.
Bellingham, Washington.
North of Seattle.
We're coming there.
Let's go.
Call us now.
Has cooking always been in your background? Talk to us a little bit about the backstory.
Funny, man. Actually, no and yes. My dad was a line cook growing up, so that's all I knew him to do. But when I was a kid, looking up to him, I thought he was like an executive chef because he would always wear these hats, and I was always intrigued by what he did. And he would come home and make the most amazing dishes out of just thin air, right? And so I guess a little bit of that osmosis into me because I actually did create every dish without having a cooking background. So I feel like my tongue just and brain work together to make flavors go together, and it sounds funny, but somehow it works.
You executed well.
Thank you.
It's a delicious dish.
But a lot of that inspiration comes from my father, John.
Who were your initial testers? Like, how did you know which menu items to launch or not?
Yeah. All right. So I chose my biggest critics, my kids.
Okay. They'll tell you what they think.
They are pretty vocal about what they like and don't like. And we tested it against them, man. You know, so we put these dishes in front of them. We started out with the Colombiano, and they loved it. And I said, all right, let's take it up a notch. We created the Mexicano. They loved it. That's how we launched. That's it. Yeah. Cool. It's important to have kids so they can be your testers. Have kids, man.
What would you say to people who want to be in the food industry? Worried about the food margins and high turnover.
Oh wow. Go into the QSR. QSR means quick service restaurant. Right? You're gonna have lower costs across the board. It's different than a fine dining restaurant where you have, I don't know, 50 staff members and square footage of 3,000 square feet. That's a lot of cost. Quick serve, as you can see, is a lot smaller footprint, and it's less fear when you're going quick serve.
You're big on looking at your goals almost every day. And you've used things like vision board.
Right.
Why is that important? Can you speak to that?
Well, I have my vision board right in my bathroom. I have it on my kitchen refrigerator. So anytime I'm walking by, I see what the goal is. What happens a lot of time in entrepreneurship is we call it getting lost in the papa, not lost in the sauce. You get so busy and so overwhelmed with things. It's always great to see your target every day, and it kind of realigns you every day. And you don't get lost, and you know where your journey is taking you to.
What's one last piece of advice that you would love to leave our entrepreneurs with?
Okay, so I'm a little bit crazy, right? But I think most entrepreneurs are crazy, right? In life, you probably know this already, there's going to be a lot of doubters. There's going to be a lot of no's, a lot of red flags. But it's smart to take calculated risk. Because if everyone could be an entrepreneur, they would do it. But there's a certain type of person that does it, right? So take calculated risk and don't be afraid to jump. Even when there's clouds and they see it's right, not everything's perfect. If you have a passion for it, you plan for this, do it. Do it, no matter if your family's saying no, friends, business associates, and everyone laughed at us when they said we're gonna make a French fry restaurant. Who has a French fry restaurant? And look at us now. So my advice to you guys: go forward, no matter what the deterrent is.
If you enjoyed this episode, you don't want to miss how a former pizza delivery driver built a $3.2 million a year mac and cheese empire with 47 locations, all powered by TikTok. Check out episode 235 with Roni's Mac Bar today. Make sure to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.
DD's is that girl. Spring rolled and they had everything you needed without blowing my budget. Head to DD's to refresh your style.
Enjoy the pleasure of masterfully crafted coffee with Lavazza.
You like to hunt your food, or you like somebody to bring you a plate?
And flip that over. And it's gonna form these little ringlets. What I like to say is that funnel cakes are all unique. They'll never all look the same. It's like a snowflake. Each one made with love. You wanna shake off some of that oil, plate it, and now it's time to get fun diggity with all of the toppings. So the pop-up shop is currently bringing in about 300 a year.
It's gonna be too much for their brain to deal with.
Different avenues that I've been able to build. So not only do we have a pop-up shop where customers can come to our location and place an order, we also are on DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Postmates for pickup or delivery. We also offer catering, where we cater all events from corporate, baby showers, birthday parties, you name it, and also we sell the mix on our DoorDash as well. So it's a really a good way for us to bring in as much revenue as we possibly can. Let's be honest, nobody starts a food business because they're excited about paperwork. Like, I did not wake up thinking, you know what sounds fun? File the documents with the state. That's why I actually love what Busy does. They help you get your business set up properly and legally without the headache. They help form your LLC, file with the state, and make sure you're in just a couple clicks. And there's no confusion, fine print, or subscriptions that sneak up on you later. It's just clear, upfront pricing, and you pay for what you actually need. They give you a professional business address with digital mail stamp, which is huge if you're running something from home and don't want your personal address. Bottom line, building a business is way more fun when you skip the paperwork and just get straight to making it. And with word of mouth and customers requesting fun diggity on these sites, DoorDash gave me a call, and that's how I was able to get my product listed on there. The corporation, we're able to reach more people. Now we are on their platform of hundreds of thousands of people who are discovering us every day, and our income just skyrocketed. My favorite part. This part gets a little messy. We love it. We're gonna add some powdered sugar, and we're just gonna drizzle it because presentation is key. You wanna feel like you just came from the fair, or that the fair came home to you. So we always start with the fruit on the first layer. As much as you like that, it's the beauty of making a funnel cake at home. No one is going to tell you how much you can or cannot have. And lastly, we're going to add some whipped cream.
On the elevator?
And there you go. You have a hot and fresh funnel cake in under 10 minutes. And the kids love chocolate. So I thought, let's add a little chocolate drizzle to this funnel cake to top it off. And this is how you have a fun diggity day. The difference between our funnel cake mix and what makes it a little bit more healthier is that for one, it's only 100 calories per 1 serving. For two, it's no fructose corn syrup in it. And three, all the ingredients that you need is already in it. You just need water. However, I do want to mention it does contain egg and milk. A funnel cake is nostalgic. You remember going to the amusement park and your family is all surrounded around the funnel cake, so we're not going to use a fork. We're just going to dig in with our
Stuff like this, you know.
That crunch. The consistency that you want to go for, it's golden brown. So the funnel cake is going to let you know as soon as it hits the oil that it's almost ready to flip.
You can do real estate, and it doesn't take all your time
and moist on the inside every time. Completely built this business business from the ground up with zero marketing. I know that sounds crazy, but the way I did it is I leveraged social media. Social media. What better way than to just get my face out there, and I literally would just post a video and say, "What's up, Fun Diggity Crew? We are now open from 3 to 9 p.m." And it was that simple. And over time, it just caught on, and I realized that people aren't buying this funnel cake because they just want funnel cake. People buy a product to support the person. Make sure you put yourself in front of the camera and let people feel your authentic energy, and you will attract a tribe of your own. So for the first 6 years, I was strictly doing the pop-up shop. And then the pandemic happened. That's when I decided to create Fun Diggity Funnel Cake Mix. So while people were at home, they can still enjoy funnel cake experience, even though we were in the whole midst of COVID. So the way I was able to do that was through a ghost kitchen. The ghost kitchen is basically a virtual kitchen, a private kitchen space where you can do orders, mainly online, DoorDash, Uber Eats, Postmates, and customers or drivers are able to come directly to your private kitchen, pick up those orders, and deliver them to customers. This allowed me to survive the pandemic. Now that you guys have become funnel cake artists, now is the time for me to show you how to do this on the business level, and we're gonna head out and get some bulk supplies from Restaurant Depot.
Tom Steyer needs to be our governor.
Let me know when you can pass back through though. I want to get some.
Oh yeah, if I'm in this later, I'll come through.
All right, just let me know. All right, thank you, man. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Okay.
Wait, you only got your cucumber.
I know I gotta get some more, right? I'm sorry. I gotta get some more. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You ready? Okay, you want mommy to hold the other one while you get cut? Let mommy hold it.
The Colgate Total Active Prevention System.
It's
Thank
15
you.
times more effective at fighting the root cause of oral health problems.
Try the Colgate Total Active Prevention System.
Prevent problems before they start.
When one dryer venting
ready?
isn't safe,
You got it? You need help?
tenant at risk.
You need help or you got it?
Vent Wizard keeps your property safe, protecting tenants and preventing costly fires.
Okay.
Trusted
Good.
by property managers nationwide.
Do the same thing.
Schedule your commercial
no walk
inspection
the top,
with Dryer Vent Wizard
Yeah,
today.
say we got picture day on Friday, so make us
Oh wow.
handsome.
You got
So we're
picture
here at
day?
Restaurant
Can I
Depot,
put
and
this
this is
on
where I
first?
come to get
Hold on,
everything
take
in
this out
bulk
first.
for the pop-up shop. If you're making Fun Diggity Funnel Cake Mix at
now
home,
put
you
it
won't
in.
need this stuff. But if you want to take it to the next
Picture
level
days,
and
we
start a
gotta
business,
be
this is where you want to go.
Right. These pictures gonna go forever. Pictures for the future.
So first, we're gonna go and
This is
get some
back
of
in
the
the days for
supplies
you right
for
now.
online orders.
This is
So I use a lot of
2026, right?
cups and
No.
wigs
You already
and
like in
containers and things like
2046,
that.
bro.
So you definitely have to go
This is
there.
back in the
Our
days
Fun
for you
Diggity
right
is
now.
just a side
For
hustle.
real, like he already in the
I
future,
got
man.
consistency and social media.
This
I
is
literally
back
just
in the
started
days
this
for
from
you,
the
like back
passion
in
that I have for funnel cakes
2026.
in my community,
I was
but I wanted to
giving
take it a
hand
step further. And in
I
order to
was
do
like
that,
2
I
or
knew
3
I
years
had to
old.
get serious about the numbers,
Let's go.
serious about my overhead, and I had to make sure that I had a secure
really good, okay?
Fun
Gotta
Diggity
hurry up,
progressed quite quickly, honestly. It all started with my pop-up shop right in front of my home. Over time, the demand grew, so I had to step it up and start coming to get bulk items. I was shopping at local grocery stores like Payless Foods and Smart and Final, and I realized that just wasn't cutting it anymore. The overhead cost was rising, and so I knew at Restaurant Depot I would get better deals, so it was time to expand. So next up, I'm gonna grab to-go cups and lids, and we need some gloves because we want to stay sanitary. Overhead for me has been one of the biggest challenges for me as an entrepreneur. Keeping my costs low is what's going to make you successful in a funnel cake business like this. My overhead currently is about $7,000 a month. So food cost is really not that expensive for me, except for like fresh fruit, especially because it's a seasonal item. So I do see that the prices will vary often. Our food cost is
You
about
you
a
just
little under
biting it. You ain't even
50%,
sucking
and
it. You
then
just want to bite
majority
it
of
and eat it,
our
huh?
inventory cost
Huh.
comes from the things we use for our delivery orders, sealed bags, cups and lids, and things like that. So we're gonna get whipped cream. One of my favorite ones to use is non-dairy. I try to appeal to all different customers, and also it has a long shelf life and comes in a pack of about 14. One whipped cream at a regular grocery store is about $3 and some change. Here I get 14 for $28. And the great thing about this is that I sell the whipped cream for $2, so I make my money back really fast. When it comes to the ingredients at Fun Diggity, we take it very seriously. Quality is everything to me. So I literally go through every pack like these are a little bad. We're not gonna get those. And so it's very important to get quality products. They vary in price based on the season. So hopefully these are under $25 and you get a case of 8. And this will last me about 3 days, not gonna lie. We have an OG funnel cake at the pop-up shop and it's one of our best sellers. And it comes with fresh strawberries on top. Let's go get some ice cream. We also use quality ice cream. We only use Thrifty's ice cream. It's the best. Customers love it. And it holds up well on a Fun Diggity funnel cake. It'll keep the funnel cake hot, fresh, and crunchy, even with ice cream on top. I was able to go from living on Section 8 to becoming a homeowner. I was able to do that with consistency and dedication. And honestly, with the help of my community. If it wasn't for the people who love my funnel cakes and spreading the word, I wouldn't have never been able to get to where I am now. I've been able to put myself through college as well as my younger sister.
Wow.
So starting this funnel cake business, it did start as a passion, but it's truly changed my life. And it truly is more than just a funnel cake. If you're having any doubts about starting the business,
You should wait till
the
you're
only thing I
done.
would say, and I'm going to use my friends my mom said, is jump in the deep end. You got to just go for it. Believe in yourself. Believe in your product, and you can do it too. I had no idea where it would take me, but I knew that if I stayed dedicated and consistent, that I can do anything I put my mind to. So no matter your circumstances or where you come from, give it your all, and you can make it happen. So currently, because we are still home-based, we don't have a lot of space to store inventory. So I currently only sell 2 flavors of ice cream, which is vanilla and cookies and cream. Normally when I come here, I always look at my basket and I try to guess how much I think the inventory is going to cost me. And I think this is going to be about $360 maybe, which isn't that bad. I'll make that back in an hour. Grand total was $202. Let's run back to the house and show you how we make these. All the inventory is put up. You hear that? That's a DoorDash order. Let's get going on these orders. Let's check it out and see what this customer got. And he ordered an Oreo lover, which is also one of our best sellers. Let's get to it. In a day, we bring in anywhere between 300 orders or more. Another thing that makes Fun Diggity unique is that we have different molds. So a lot of people love to order our heart-shaped funnel cakes for birthday parties, anniversaries, or even Valentine's Day. It's unique, it's different, and it's a crowd pleaser. We're getting ready to make a heart-shaped funnel cake, an Oreo lover for our customer before this DoorDash driver gets here. Similar technique as in the house, but again, you don't need a mold when you're making Fun Diggity funnel cake mix. Another great thing about Fun Diggity or starting a business like this is that it's not a long prep time nor cook time. So you'll notice that you'll be able to get out a lot of orders at once. That's why it is a popular fair treat, because they are able to turn over as many funnel cakes as they can, depending on how long the line is. We have had the opportunity to cater for so many numerous people, from Kendrick Lamar and TDE at their Christmas giveaway every year, which is another way we love to give back. We cater for Guess Jeans, Paramount Pictures, Netflix. I think the secret sauce to getting those kind of big time opportunities is, one, being yourself, being professional. You know, you want to have your invoices ready, your catering packages, whatever you offer, but also it's the presentation, texture, and taste that we offer. So every event we do, everyone is talking about our funnel cakes after, which makes the event planner feel like they chose the best person for the job. And there you have it, a heart-shaped funnel cake, perfectly golden brown and ready to be decorated, so we can send this off to DoorDash. In 2014, I was crowned Miss Compton. So I was actually Miss Compton 2014. And I used that platform to basically bring awareness to some of the things that I feel like was missing in the city. The city of Compton is oftentimes attached to all these negative stereotypes, and my goal is to be the change that I wanted to see within my community, which led me through community service to wanting to continue on and do more. So that's why I started Fun Diggity, to continue to be a pillar in my community, provide a safe haven, a fun activity for families to enjoy, because our ultimate goal here is to connect families through funnel cakes. So here at Fun Diggity, I like to use this grinder kind of funnel cake shaker. It really helps get the funnel cake layered correctly so that the presentation is on point, okay? Next, we're gonna add some Oreo cookie crumbles. And I like to use the Oreo thins. I'm giving y'all the gems, okay? I use the Oreo thins to crunch up the Oreos on top. They add a better crunch than like a typical Oreo, or like the ones we use for our deep fried Oreos, which we use double stuff. So just gonna make sure there's enough on there because you want to taste the Oreo in every bite. And lastly, we're just gonna add chocolate syrup because this is a delivery order. So we're gonna add ice cream and whipped cream in our to-go containers that we got from Restaurant Depot, so everything holds up and the customer can assemble it when they get it. Last year, I received another opportunity. This is why it's so important to put yourself in front of social media. A casting director reached out to me, the talent scout for the brand Sonic Gods, and said that they believe that my brand has what it takes to be on their new show for their second season called 60 Day Hustle. So I saw that in my email. I did a little bit of research. I hadn't heard of the show before, and I applied. I felt like it resonated with not only me as an entrepreneur and where I was in my journey, but also my mission in general. So I applied for the show, and it is out now on Amazon Prime, 60 Day Hustle Season 2, where I'm competing for $100,000 and learning tons of information about how to start up a brand. So although I've been doing the pop-up shop for going on 10 years this year, the funnel cake mix is still fairly new, and I'm still learning everything I need to learn. So the show has really helped level me up. And so I hope you guys tune in, because it will really, if you are considering starting your own business, it will help you see what it takes from pitching to marketing to sales. Each challenge will allow you to learn something new about what it requires to be a successful business. All right, that heart-shaped Oreo lover funnel cake is ready. We're just gonna throw our whipped cream and our ice cream on the side, so when it gets to the customer, it holds up and it's still hot and fresh.
Blue Bunny mini swirls. Perfectly small. Loved
Finish
by
that
all.
one.
Eat slow. Did you eat it slow? Huh? Eat it slow. Cause it's no more.
Being a boy.
Chance, it's no more. No more. So you gotta eat it slow.
The new V6-powered Nissan Pathfinder. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality.
You gonna be upset? Or you be upset?
LinkedIn Hiring Pro helps you find candidates who are 30% more likely to stay for at least a year. It cannot help you find the right restaurant for their 1-year anniversary lunch.
Driver is arriving now. All right, just gonna seal that bag, give it a staple of their order, making sure that everything they ordered is inside, and let's go give it to the driver. He's here. Hi. Pick up the AV?
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much. All right, now that we got that order out, we have a little downtime. Let's see what we can get creative and come up with. Let's create the very first up flip funnel cake. Come on. All right,
Okay.
first step, we're getting ready to make the mix. It's similar to how we made the previous funnel cake, but this time I'm using our 6-inch personal size funnel cake ring. We actually have a tutorial on our website where you can follow along with me to create perfect funnel cakes. And the way that came about was simply just wanting to build family connection, and follow along with me just makes it easy, and it's an interactive activity that is easy for parents and kids alike. What's next for Fun Diggity is, first and foremost, we want to expand our funnel cake mix line by creating a vegan funnel cake mix. So that is priority for 2026. Secondly, we want to finally have our own and our first brick and mortar location with a drive-through, hopefully here in the city of Compton. And lastly, our more far ahead plan, 3 to 5 years, is we hope to franchise Fun Diggity. So if you're enjoying this so far and you think you're interested in funnel cakes, maybe you can join the Fun Diggity crew and own a Fun Diggity of your own in your city or state. A flip. I know your colors have orange in it and things like that, and today has just been so peachy. So I think we're going to do a peach cobbler funnel cake today, and this will definitely represent the way I'm feeling and how sweet this opportunity has been for me. So let's get it. Powdered sugar. Next step, we're going to add some peaches. Fresh peaches. All of our fruit is freshly cut, prepped daily. I'll hook it up though. One thing about us is we're not stingy. We want you to taste every topping you have in each bite. We're just gonna sprinkle a little bit of cinnamon on there. And next, we're gonna add a scoop of vanilla ice cream. And presentation is key, guys. Some whipped cream. That's another unique thing about us is we changed the game with the presentation. You'll never get a funnel cake from an amusement park that looks like this, ever. And let's drizzle some caramel drizzle. If you are at home currently and you're sitting on an idea and you're afraid to start, the first thing that I would say to you is brainstorm. Just write it down. Get it out on paper. The more you're able to see your vision, the better chance that you'll actually go for it. Also, don't be afraid to mention it to people around you. Get their opinion. Do they think it's a good idea or not? And lastly, what I would say, and most importantly for sure, find a need. Because any good business has a need in the community or solves the problem. For me, it was that funnel cakes weren't accessible or affordable. You had to drive far or they were seasonal. And I wanted to change that and bring funnel cakes and funnel cake mix to families everywhere. Sure, you're solving a need and go for it. Never give up. Don't doubt yourself. And just put one foot in front of the other. Entrepreneurship is unpredictable. You never know what's going to happen.
Certain
You
regulations
roll
you
with
have
the
to follow.
punches and you'll be a better person and come out of it on top. Your self-development, your confidence,
Absolutely.
your
You have a
ability to talk to
license, people got to
people,
come
all the opportunities that are come for you. Matter of fact, they're waiting
Why
for you.
not? Why wouldn't
So
it?
go do it. Go do it. And before you go, check out Ashley's video of how she
Remember this
turned
food trucks out
making
here?
into
But
a
it's not leaves all around
$320,000
the
a year
truck.
business.
It's leaves all around that.
Your cheeseburger deserves a nice
It's not
slice.
I don't know all of the codes,
Years of
but
our family commitment to high quality, real, natural cheese.
You're gonna
Everybody.
stick in your
You have our
driveway.
word on it.
You can put in your driveway and
Sorry,
give
Jeff,
it away.
I promise you can
Right.
taste.
Always flex those days dry and fresh.
under.
See what phone can do for you.
Oh my gosh, he puts the burger patties on top of the Twinkies. That looks wild. In this ultimate state fair marathon. Cheers.
In the backyard.
USA's most extreme fair food all across the nation. From Tennessee in the south to the frozen edges of Alaska.
The bucket of crab cake. I didn't even know that concept existed until I came here.
From Cali, West Coast delights to the biggest state fair in the USA.
Is this Midwestern food? Is this barbecue? There's manicotti, maybe it's Italian.
State Fair started as a way to improve farming and bring local communities together. But these days, State Fairs are a hotbed for edgy,
So you're eating kind of 3 sandwiches in one.
outside-the-box culinary innovations.
Here we're dealing with straight up cotton candy on a burger.
In this
You ever
series,
ordered
witness the
like
wildest
an
food
Uber Eats
creations
stuff?
from every corner of the
Yeah,
USA.
You've never seen a dog the size of this dog.
And it all starts with one of the Midwest's biggest State Fair events, right here in Ohio.
That's no restaurant.
Nice, something you will only find at the Ohio State Fair, a cow sculpted completely.
Because I know where
In total, to make all the
I'm from New York
sculptures inside
City.
of here, it
New
took
York City people do
2,000
that.
pounds of butter, also known as the normal amount I put in
I'm
a
not
baked
sure if they
potato.
can, but I know they're doing it.
Crossroads
Like I know
of
people that's
farmers
doing it
and
outside the
artists.
apartment. Like
Articles
they
here
have an
begin their day today
apartment
at the
and they
Taste
have
of
the
Ohio
Uber Eats
Pavilion
people coming
and
all day
Beer
long picking
Garden.
up
Now, I
stuff.
have found something completely unhinged already. I thought I would really have to
And
search
then
out
you
to
have an
find
outbreak
these
where
horrible,
it's
blasphemous,
how
unholy
you
foods, but no, there's one right here. The first thing I saw today, it is a chocolate chip cookie dough.
Right, well,
You had me a chocolate chip cookie dough. The deviled egg part, that
It was a
could be
lady
sweet. Convinced me that the deviled egg
Yeah.
should be sweet.
It was a girl. I I'm not sure if you heard, she had like this stuff called pink
And these
sauce or
options
something
are
like that.
wild, ranging from
And it was like
cookie
a
dough, which we're already
mayonnaise
to
or
hot
something.
honey,
She made
everything,
something. She
Columbus
got really
pizza,
famous
and
off of it.
I can't
And I
believe that any
think
of these
people
flavors
started
actually
suing
go
her.
with deviled eggs. This is wild. Hi there, can I please have
Put it
the
out,
chocolate
they
chip
go
cookie
to
dough?
the
So for 6 eggs,
Yeah.
it's $15. Thank you. 3X. Nice. All right, folks, this is our first taste of Ohio right here, and already I am more excited than I thought I would be. This is a food that's showing me that people in Ohio are willing to take risks. They're willing to do unusual things. They're willing to take eggs and mix them with stuff they shouldn't be mixed with. This deviled egg shop is making new, different, twisted recipes each year. Those other crazy flavors, those are from years past. This year, it's all about the cookie dough. Here's how they make it. First of all, eggs. Of course, we have the egg white. Then there's an egg yolk that's mixed with cream cheese, heavy cream, powdered sugar, cookie crumble, and it's on top of a little bit of Cookie Crisp, the cereal. And look at it. Does it remind me of something I've seen perhaps
do their
in
job.
Banana?
We don't have a tab. Everybody
Love it.
Oh, you don't have a tablet yet?
It could mean the opposite. Cheers.
We got toys. We have outside.
Wow. You know what? It tastes like
In the real world
chocolate chip cookie dough.
first.
It's very
Yeah, like I
Before he gets hooked on that, he want to be in the real world.
This little brown area, all of that makes sense. That part just doesn't fit. Like me, when I went to
Once you
Nigeria.
get that tablet, it's gonna
What's
be.
interesting about it is that the white part doesn't have a strong flavor. So all this
But you could also use it though
dominates the egg
to
white.
make him do what he's supposed to do.
I do. Pure indulgence.
What, a tablet?
Cookie dough. Who doesn't
If
love cookie
you
dough?
take that away from the kid, man, it's like they lost their life. Like they lost everything. You could
I
have
don't want to be attached to nothing like
Let's take a look at what
that.
they're
Not a
serving. First of all,
toy, not
I
a
think they're
person.
all you get a pork chop. But
I
that,
don't want him to be, I don't want him to be
beyond that, they have a giant
anything
monster
like
sandwich
that.
that you
I
can
want
also
him to
order.
be-
Introducing the
I
famous
understand that
old
things
pork
come and go.
double-decker
Things come and
pork
go.
loin sandwich. It's gigantic, but it's not just a pork loin. It also includes mouth-watering bacon, refreshing coleslaw, and also again bacon. Something different. So right now I'm gonna go back
No,
in the
nobody
kitchen
talks.
to see
You
how
can
this
have,
double-decker
house
is made. Let's get to it. Hey everyone, right on with Cheryl. Cheryl is the executive vice president of pork.
You want to get some
Of
chicken?
all pork. First of all, when you say double-decker
You want some
sandwich,
chicken?
what part is getting double-decked?
Basically, we're using the loin of the pork, and that is probably the most underserved cut of the pig.
That body part, you know,
It
is not the
is
most fatty. It doesn't
huge.
have a ton of connective tissue to break down, and so if you overcook it, it can be too much. It's dry. What are you doing differently?
So ideally, if you're still cooking it right at 140, you pull it out, wrap it in tinfoil,
Okay,
keep
maybe
it
on the
warm,
plane,
let it
yeah.
rest for at least 30 minutes, and then finish cooking.
You don't want him in too much into the
Juicy.
social media world.
A double decker, two loins stacked on that itty bitty bun. Next, she lays two slices of
I think that's
from
true. I
Then she
think,
tops it with North Carolina's
and I honestly think that that's what's going to separate kids that be really super successful with kids that just be ordinary.
All right, folks, it looks
We're gonna eat some
amazing.
chicken.
Because I think if kids get to use their mind and always think outside the box and not be on there, those are the kids that's going to stand out and be creative and do different things in the world.
Step one, picking it up.
But I think if they all get hooked on that, they all get programmed their brain to be the
I gotta
same.
be quick. All right, guys,
Well,
let's take a shot.
that, but I do, I try to see the balance. Where I'm
My
like, well,
first
you
bite
know,
was just a
you
little bit of
do
that
AI.
wine.
Yeah, I get
Not
it.
dry,
So I do-
delicious.
I
Now let's get everything
understand
together.
that. You have to know
Well,
technology.
Sue's going to teach that anyway.
You think so?
Yeah, because my son takes all, like, my son is 13. He has his computer class, they learn coding, he has engineering class, and he's only in 7th grade.
There's a lot of liquid. There's a lot of sauce.
So they're going to prepare for that anyway. Like, my son knows how to type super fast. I don't even know how to type that. Like, he is like, I'm like, oh my God, where did you learn? I had to ask him, like, where did you learn that?
One alone would be very satisfying. The double decker though is what makes this a state fair sensation.
And
This
plus he's always on the
state fair food is not
game,
about practicality, it's not about eatability, it's about doing the
But
most. It's about
people
being
who
extra
play
joyful over the
games
top.
like
And that is what they've done here. This is a good warm up. I feel like our state fair tour has officially begun.
Hey,
Let's keep
follow
moving.
along. I can't.
Take this off?
I don't do well.
Behind our next state fair food.
I'm
contender,
done,
please
Big
don't
Ray.
ask for
You ready
peanut,
for chicken
pork,
chicken?
and peanuts. Get it?
Yes.
When you ask this place, hey, what kind of state fair food do you
Yeah,
make? They
let
will
him be
say,
a kid, right? Let him be
they
a
make all of it.
kid.
They've got fried goodies.
Let him enjoy childhood.
Yes, I have to let him.
And run and
Right
play.
here they have a display table with some of their
Everything is
fine
set up
offerings.
outside
Here,
of
yum shrimp,
something
and
happens
fries.
here.
What? Shrimp with fries? Yes, please. Right here they have something
Something that
called
has to be
cheese
plugged
steak bombs.
into it.
Bombs is how it is. But I am here today for
Right.
neither of those foods.
Mozzarella.
So it's not breaded, it's a piece of cheese around that
Alright,
raw
Tess,
you know,
let's go.
Just get to it.
All right, guys.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye. You say bye. Exactly. Now I gotta take from it.
From the bacon.
That phone. You on the phone?
This looks incredible. And finally, it is time
All right,
for
you
some
pay your people. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Somebody had told me before that his hair don't need to be cut every
This is
20
our
because it
first
don't
course,
grow
the
fast.
appetizer. Look at these
He
bad
said that's
boys.
not
They
true.
smell
That's not
sweet.
true.
baked
It depends on how you like it. How you like it.
It's not, he was pretty came in here, right? That was just,
His hair grow fast.
yeah, that was like kids that don't grow fast. I was like, that's not true.
That's not true.
Okay, you make something that crazy. All right.
But it depends on the look you're trying to keep.
You can't look like that. You know. All right, ready?
All right, bye.
Say thank you. Hey, thank you. Say, look that way.
Bye.
Talk.
I see you next time, okay?
Okay.
Oh, and happy Mother's Day to you
Oh,
too.
thank you.
Mother's Day. Enjoy your weekend.
We will. Take care. Thank you.
All right.
If state fairs were year round, thank God this fair is just 12 days long. Folks in Ohio, their healthcare system could not handle it. This is pure decadent. First of all, they start with this cheese in a frozen block. And that's for an important reason. That's so when they fry it, the bacon can kind of catch up to the cheese. You need that bacon to cook all the way through, and you don't want the cheese to get too gooey too early. Beyond that, it's just very crunchy bacon going all the way around. The last and best part is this right here. The syrup really is what ties it all together. And I just thought of the jalapeno too. That is absolutely unbelievable. Just pure state fair food innovation. But there's one food that remains from Forget Me Not that I have to try. Let's go back.
Yes, we are live today. Yes, and the Knicks come on tonight again. Game 2.
What am I looking at?
Knicks going all the way to the finals, man. I'm going to have to close it off for now. I'm going to come right back on the live again once I got my next client. Also, come through to the CUTT Lounge at 6401 Belair Road. Check out our website, thecutlounge.com. See how great we are. See that we are the best barbers in Baltimore. Best braiders in Baltimore. Check out our website, thecutlounge.com. All right?
Fries get dumped in